Oh my goodness, that's the best one you've done yet. Out of all of the intros, that one, as the boys today say, smacks.
I think it slaps.
Man, I was so close though.
Almost had it. Is it rude for us to like have our phones out as we're recording a podcast?
No, because I'm planning on scrolling when the conversation gets bored.
Which it will.
Yeah, it will get very bored.
I'm a little hurt that you said that was the best one because I've literally been doing that exact same riff. I mean, you can't even call it a riff, but for the last 3 weeks.
Well, practice makes perfect. I think it's the pressure. You're getting more used to the pressure of being on live pod in front of thousands and thousands of weekly users.
Yeah, we don't want to give out our numbers, but
it's climbing.
More than 2.
It's climbing quick. I would defy you to see a month in which Joe Rogan has a 26+% increase in listenership, because that just happened on this pod. So thank you very much out there in Podland. That's what's up. Crushing it.
Welcome to Unsought Opinions with the boys. Who do we got, Benny?
Well, everybody knows our producer, Stu the Man Chew Man.
Stu the Man Chew Man. Appreciate you joining us.
Hi,
on this side of the table.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
So we had
a late bailout by Daniel.
Yeah, and we didn't have
an expected bailout by Luke. I think he left the area. That's how bailed out he got.
He was just like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Obviously, I won't be there. There was no. He didn't even text us. No. It was just obviously
he's not
out.
coming.
And the best part is he will never listen to this to find out.
Oh no, we can dog him as much as we want, but anyway.
Yeah. So we appreciate you being on here and being another
unsolder,
another opinionator.
An unsolder. What?
Nope.
I could hear where you're going with that.
I don't know.
Let's bail from that.
Yeah. You're just going to be on. You're on the pod. So what's going on for everybody? Stu, what has been going on in your life this week?
I'm not going to press the button.
Is your daughter doing anything special?
Yeah, she's been walking around.
That's what's
all
up.
over the place.
That's what's up.
Was it the first time?
It's a big deal. Now you're
unassisted.
Now you're busy.
So wait. Yes, your daughter just took her first steps.
Correct.
She took her
Can
first
he
steps.
talk? We let him talk?
I'm wondering if he ever will, though.
I'm ready this time.
Okay.
All right.
No, she took her first steps a while back, but last month and a half she's been dragging us around.
Okay.
Just holding on to a finger.
Got it.
And now she's like, I'm confident I can do this. And she's
just planning it out.
Pinballing all around.
That's so cool.
Oh,
but it is exhausting now, especially the more comfortable when she starts running and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure. She's not.
What? What was wrong?
That creates a woo.
Oh, was I doing that?
Look, dude, as a vocalist, I can tell you're not supposed to hold your microphone like that.
Okay.
Maybe if you're a rapper, where sound doesn't matter. Yeah.
Okay.
Like this?
Yeah. Should we
hold it with just 2 fingers, a little bit away from your mouth,
a little bit away? Freeze up your other hand to do this motion.
When in doubt.
That's interesting. We've been doing this for at least 3 episodes, recording podcasts, obviously, and I have never thought to fix my grip. So I apologize to all the Unsaudies.
I was way into music stuff, over a year of doing the band.
Yeah. When
somebody who was in a much cooler band came up to me and said, "Hey, you're holding your microphone like a joke." And I was like, "Oh, shoot." And so he taught me how to hold the microphone. I was like, "Oh, so the normal way is how you're supposed to do it."
So if you're on stage and you're just going at it,
yeah,
show me your mic holding pose. Pinky out.
3
fingers on top, 1 finger on the bottom.
Well, yeah, and then this one's always tapping to the beat.
Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah. Yeah. When
yeah.
So, Steve, what's been going on in your week, in your life?
Dan's response was, "I don't know, not a ton." What a dummy. We reach out to our audio technician for advice, and he doesn't supply anything. My week has been good. I was trying to think about this earlier because I was like, this question's coming up later. I need to have something locked and loaded, but I think I've just kind of had a bland week.
Yeah.
Yeah. My roommate hit a moose and totaled his car, so we've been kind of going back and forth trying to deal with that.
How long ago did you do that?
I mean, it was a while ago, like
Okay, I was
a
gonna
week and a
say-
half, probably.
I was going to say, like, he either had already done that since we last talked.
Yeah.
Or, like, you were like, hopefully he doesn't hit a moose and total his car.
No, he did it last time we talked off mic, but I think this week has been filled with us trying to help because he's just like stranded in New Hampshire now.
Right.
And trying to go jump through those hoops and help
Yeah.
him out and do the best we can, whatnot. So it's been interesting.
Yeah. That is interesting.
Did the AC just kick off?
Yeah, it did. It made
That
it
was
way quieter.
wild. I didn't realize how much background noise we had.
Maybe we should start the pod over. Bum 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 dum. Welcome.
Hey, Ben, how was your week, dude?
Pretty solemn week. I'd say maybe the most amount of funerals I've attended in 1 week's time.
Which is how many?
2.
That's a lot.
It's kind of a lot for actually, and they were back-to-back days. It was Friday and Saturday, and one of them I had to drive an ungodly amount of time to go to, all the way almost to Ohio, which is really not that far.
Couldn't you have
Zoomed in,
gotten
yeah,
a
I thought so.
plane?
Oh, I tried, but the owner of the plane I would have gotten was in Ohio, actually. So
with the plane or no?
No, he was doing something else. And no, he didn't take his plane. And then I just wanted him to come pick me up to come back.
Yeah.
Drive up with my wife and then leave her up there because she wanted to stay longer. She actually came back today, which is why I'm late. Had to see my daughter.
Oh, so you didn't have to go get her?
I almost did. I was actually on my way to go get her today because it looked like her ride situation changed. But then it changed back shortly after, so I didn't have to go, which it saved me like a 10-hour round trip-ish.
Dude, that's like Dan doing was it you or Dan that did the Eclipse drive up, turn around, come home?
I think Dan did a more turnaround, come home thing because I was there for... How long was I there, Stu? You were there way long. You did a whole week.
You're a couple days.
You were up there as well for the Eclipse? Okay.
Yeah.
I think we might have done 3 nights and then like half a day on either end of that, So.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
Dude, we're trying to figure out before the summer ends, just taking like a mini vacation somewhere.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spend a lot of money. And so I'm like, the beach is kind of out. But
Also, have you ever camped in Shenandoah National Park? Because you can do that cheap, and it's tight.
that is cheap, but we have a 2-year-old.
Perfect.
It doesn't work well. And my wife's kind of bougie.
Dude, the crying keeps the bears away.
That's true. That's true. We were thinking about going to like Gatlinburg or something in Tennessee or to New York, but trying to hit. So we have this map that we were like going through and scratching off all the states and whatnot. And we did the first few years. We hit a pretty good clip, but now we've kind of hit all the close states. So we haven't hit New York yet. That's
Have you hit Tennessee before?
Not. I mean, I have, not as a family, not as a couple. So yeah, we could run down there because that one's bordering Virginia. We could hit Tennessee in
Dude, you
4
could
hours.
actually go see the elk in Virginia on your way.
Yeah, but there's not. I mean, it's not like there's a. Hey, let's see an elk here.
Yeah,
You just
there
drive
is.
through the counties.
No, you can absolutely do that.
Are you saying like the drive-through safari?
No, I'm saying like go to the state park thingy or whatever that they keep them in, and they'll like tell you where they are, and you can like, oh, they're in this section of the park, and you just go drive and find them.
That's kind of cool.
It's super cool, except for they have like beacon things,
Tags and
yeah,
stuff on-
like
yeah,
like
yeah.
collars.
Right.
And you're like, oh, okay.
So you might as well do the drive-through safari.
you might as well do
park.
that.
Have you guys done that?
No,
You
but didn't they
haven't.
get? I think they kind of got in trouble, didn't they? Recently?
No. So there's I may have my info wrong. I feel like I'm super loud. But there's like the park, and then there was a zoo right next to the park, and this zoo I feel like got in a bit of trouble.
Okay,
But I don't know. But have you been there?
I have
No.
not been there.
So it's like, especially with your kids now getting to the age where they kind of can appreciate it. it's cool. You drive down there, and then your car goes through this like. I mean, it takes an hour to go through this big safari park area. And
Wow,
all these
really?
animals come up to you and stuff. We had a zebra one time kick our car. Now they've since kept the zebras a little bit further away.
Did it damage your car?
No. I wish, but no, we had a janky old van.
That'd be so sick to have a dent on your car and be like, yeah, this is a zebra.
Zebra. But yeah, they give you like a bucket of food and you can like feed the animals. They put their heads in your car and everything. So it's cool, especially with...
Even the bears?
Yeah.
Wow.
You got to be careful with the
really
bears.
amazing.
Yeah. Camels are brutal. Like they'll rip the bucket right out of your hand.
I thought you were going to say they spit.
Well, they do that as well. But they'll like... They eat the plastic of the bucket, so they had to get like special kinds of buckets and stuff. They're like, and they literally tell you they saved the camels for last, and they've since like changed it so the camels can't walk up to your car either, like the zebras. But they would tell you like the camel will rip the bucket out of your hand. I don't care how strong you are, it's gonna rip the bucket out of your hand.
Yeah. And
so I'm like, yeah, okay. And we drive up, and I'm holding on with two hands in this thing, and this camel comes up and just like rips it, like twists and rips it out of my hand, like. Within half a second, and then he just starts like chewing up this plastic and going to town on it. Camels are massive.
Their lips are crazy.
Yeah.
Have you? What's the craziest animal you've ever been close to?
I don't know. I have been close to a camel.
You have?
Out on Viewtown Road.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
We were feeding them grass. We like pulled long grass, put them in our mouths. They eat right out.
Is that
right out of our mouths?
the neighbor of your youth group?
I don't know.
Because don't they have like
I think
crazy
there might have
animals?
been a couple people between, but yeah, they definitely had zebras at one point in time. I shot one with a BB gun once.
Did you really?
Yeah. I mean,
Pretty dope.
super, super slow, like
Right.
lob, a little bit. You can watch it fly, and I hit it on its.
It's like a Red Rider.
Yeah.
You can't pump it more than once.
It was awesome. It didn't even react.
Yeah, man.
Actually, I think it did react, but
Dude, they're used to There's like
seriously.
Serengeti beetles running into them and stuff. They're fine.
Or like getting their butt cheeks ripped open by lions. And just
Oh,
standing
that
there.
too.
I don't know that they would be used to it. I feel like that's a one and done thing. But maybe they know like...
Well, you see them just stand there, and they got like flaps hanging off them.
Oh.
Like, whatever.
Wow.
Or maybe
Can you imagine that
They're-
life?
Have you seen grizzly bears fight until like flaps are hanging off of them and stuff?
No, but I want to.
There's
No.
one video, I think it was in Yellowstone or somewhere. I think it was Yellowstone. These people are like filming these grizzly bears just mauling each other. And like flaps start hanging off
Oh
their
my
necks and they're just
gosh.
still going to war. It's insane.
Did you see the video? I think I sent it to you, or you talked about it. But like it was in Alaska, and these people, they're in a neighborhood, and so their house is like maybe a quarter acre, all fenced in, and they have like the cool patio lights and everything. It's like a nicely upkept thing, and it's like an iPhone video of these two bull moose just in this tiny little area. Like the yard might be two of this room. And they just start wailing on each other and like fall into the fence and take out the full fence, and there's like blood everywhere. It's wild to see these two like elephant basically just like going at it.
The only time I've ever been close to moose was in Glacier National Park. And I had watched, before I went, videos of them like chasing grizzly bears around. And I'm like, man, moose are crazy. And like they'll like chase after you and stomp you and stuff.
Yeah.
And they say they're like crazy dangerous. So we were coming down this trail, and I was carrying my daughter, thankfully, because I'm the only one with any sense in my group. We see this moose, and then this park ranger's like, hey, there's a moose right there. Keep moving, keep moving. We're like, oh, shoot. So I kept moving. I was like, yeah, I don't want to get stomped by this aggressive deer-like creature with my baby, right?
Right.
And I'm like,
Without the baby, it's okay.
I'm moving. Yeah, well, not really. So I'm moving quickly across the parking lot. I'm like, "Phew, we made it, guys. No problem. And I like turn around. They're all still standing like 10 feet from this moose, just like standing there looking at it. I'm like,
Was it a male or a female?
It's a female.
Okay.
Yeah, and those are the ones that chase the grizzly bears,
That's so crazy.
usually to protect their young.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, moose are fine. You're not going to get stomped, but don't take chances.
They do total your car though if you hit them.
oh yeah.
And I think he may have gotten kicked in the face.
No.
So he said that he got kicked in the face.
Well, okay.
But he had like blood on his face, and the windshield, both the back and the front windshields are just like all blasted out. Because it hit the deer. He rolled on top of his car, was like flailing apparently on his car, rolled over it, bent the frame of the roof, and it just shattered all the windshields and stuff.
Oh my god!
It's
How
pretty-
fast was he going?
Not fast. The car looks like in great shape, except the hood is all
Smashed.
smashed in. But everything else looks fine. So I don't think it was that big of a moose, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude.
When I was in New Hampshire, I think it was New Hampshire, because I think that's where my uncle's church was. He had some lady in his church have a moose jump off the bank next to the road and land on the person's car and crush the car enough that it killed the lady inside of it. And it was like a lady from his church.
Oh my.
Like that happened to. It was like, what?
Dude, that's wild. We had in driver's ed, they would teach us. I actually went to a public school, so I had a driver's ed class, and there was like this 12-point buck that jumped off the overpass and like splashed into this dude's windshield, and luckily like grace to God, it went into the passenger seat, not his seat, and so it showed the picture, and the guy's like he's stuck in his car. They have to use like the jaw of life or whatever, but the entire passenger seat is just this rack of deer that's like been flailing and stuff like. He's just like going crazy.
Dude, that is crazy.
Can't imagine. But that's a much more close to home story and a sad story that she died.
Yeah.
But when you get to heaven, dude, that's like, who wins that?
Like, how'd you end up here?
How'd you
Like, got crushed by a moose.
Sniffles.
Yeah.
I got crushed by a moose.
So are you saying camel
Camel's the most exotic animal you've been around?
or craziest?
Define craziest.
Yeah.
I don't know, like whatever you think craziest is.
Okay.
And apparently that's a camel.
Certainly large.
Even a domestic camel at that.
I know what mine is.
I know what mine is.
Okay, what's yours?
No, you tell me yours.
Wild tiger trout.
Wild. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wild tiger trout. Where do you find that?
In a very specific stream around here that will remain nameless.
And you caught it?
I've caught 3 of them.
Why is that you're catching a local fish?
It's a hybrid fish, and it's the rarest trout in the world.
In the world?
Yeah.
And you've caught several?
3, yeah. Out of the same stream, within the same half mile of stream.
Was it the same one?
No.
You're sure?
Different sizes, all 3. And when I talked to...
They kept getting bigger.
So my friend, he does a lot of... he manages a lot of streams and lakes for the state. He works for DWR. I talked to him about it, and he's done electroshocking on that stream, that specific stream. That's one of the streams he manages.
What is
So
electroshocking?
It's like where they shock the river and all the fish float up, and then they can like take the measurements of them or whatever, and then they just release them.
Okay.
And when I showed him the pictures, I said, this was at that stream. He said he'd never seen one before. He's like, I've never heard of anybody catching one, never seen one or anything.
You have pictures of it.
I have, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've got sweet release videos of them. And he said, so he got me in touch with other fish biologists, and we went back and forth talking about it for a little while. But I don't want to give away the spot.
Yeah, that's cool. Dude, that's pretty nuts.
Yeah, that was definitely the craziest animal I've ever been around.
A wild tiger trout.
Yeah, and I may be a little bit off by saying it's the rarest trout in the world. I've definitely heard that it is, but
By me?
there are some there's some trout that live out in the desert out west that are really like they only belong in like certain small stretches of streams.
There's no trout in the desert.
I'm talking about like Arizona desert, like where there are streams.
Oh.
But they're like really remote, but I think if you can get to those streams you can catch those fish pretty easily, but they're just hard to get to.
So what's the time? You caught them all in the same day? Or you caught them?
No. In the same probably year and a half stretch of time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, what's yours?
I held a tiger once.
That's pretty cool.
It was like a white tiger.
That's pretty Oh, white tiger.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. It was ironically at the zoo that got shut down. It was like a baby white tiger. It was like I don't know, 6 weeks old or something. And they were letting like the people come and like bottle feed the tiger. And it was like my mom was holding the head and the bottle. My dad had the middle of this tiger, and I had like the rear end of the tiger. It was 6 months old, and it was like over all three of us. It's just massive cat.
Mm-hmm.
We have a picture of it. It's
Pretty
dope.
tight. Wow. Pretty tight. So you still sticking with camel? Have you thought about it?
I'll think of something later. Probably when it's too late.
I've been around a
Fair
giraffe.
enough.
But that's, again, at a zoo.
I haven't really been around them much more than be like at the zoo.
Right. This is like zoo is you feed a giraffe or something. But I don't know.
So we were talking before we got on mics, not to change the subject away from animals, but I did just yawn, so maybe we should turn our... we were talking about the Babe.
The Babe.
The
Great Bambino.
The Colossus of Clout?
The Sultan of Swag.
SWAT.
Well, he also has swag. Have you seen him?
He swagged out pretty hard. The Babe. Babe Ruth himself. George Herman.
And so here's the thing about the Babe. There's no way that James Earl Jones could have been a teammate with him.
I couldn't agree more.
So the fact that there was that documentary calls into question everything that I know about Sandlot baseball.
Right. Yeah, that's a really good point.
For those of you lost, we're talking about the Sandlot. Anyway.
Also, didn't he end up, wasn't he
he
blind?
was blind, and that's why
So he might
took
not
a
know.
fastball into the eye, and
Yeah.
everything went dark from there, and then he was no longer... He was better than the Babe, to hear it from him.
Right. But then again, he did take a fastball to the eye.
Right. So he wasn't that good of a batter's eye there. So yeah, we were talking about how the Bambino doesn't get the recognition as one of the greatest baseball players of all time because he played in an era where you could have a day job and still be playing in the MLB. You could, most people did, smoke and get drunk in the dugout. And
The Babe was probably one of those.
like if you import him into today's game,
Does
is
he mash?
he-
Does he just mash, though?
or does he even make the farm league?
Okay, so this is I like these conversations because there's no right answer, no wrong answer. I think a lot of people would say that great players are great across all the eras,
Right.
or whatever. He would be great in this era because he was great then. Like he would just rise to the. But if you take him at the skill level that he was at and put him in today's game, he might not even be able to see the ball coming.
Right. What are they throwing? Like 65-mile-an-hour fastballs?
Oh, I don't know. Some of those dudes probably threw pretty smoky, but
Like 90?
maybe I don't know. I think
Who was the guy that touched 107? Was it Clemens?
I think that's like all rumors about Nolan Ryan,
Nolan Ryan. Okay.
but I don't know that that's even accurate because that was like before the.
It was a misfunctioning gun or whatever.
I don't even know that they were doing that kind of stuff back then, though. Like it was they. I think what they do with Nolan Ryan is they watch videos and time release to
Yeah.
where it hits the mitt, and they like get exact times. They're like, well, that must have been traveling,
Right.
at this speed. But like you ask the guys who faced that dude back in the day, like Cal Ripken, like basically any of those guys, they all say the same thing, just like smoke, just smoky smoke, and nothing like it. And really, there was nothing like it. And the fact that he never won a Cy Young Award is silly.
So what era was Nolan Ryan playing?
I think he played up until the 90s, and he played for 27 years.
He was like
So
70s to 90s?
I think
or
so.
60s to 90s?
That sounds right to me. But then again, I'm not sure.
What year was Babe Ruth?
The
30s, 20s? Yeah, okay. He's old school.
How long did he play?
That's a great question. Long enough to hit 714 home runs.
If only we had a Jamie.
Yeah, our Jamie's on a mic tonight. You look up Ruth, I'll look up Nolan.
Okay. Who would you say is the greatest baseball player of all time?
I think Ken Griffey Jr. at his prime was the best player to ever play.
You
Well, okay.
you think he's the ultimate what if?
Yeah, because his what he ended up being was still insane. Like 600 and whatever, 660 or 630 home runs with all the injuries and playing defense at such a high level.
It's so crazy.
He's crazy. If he was healthy the entire time of his career, and I know that that's that's part of it. You know,
Right.
Being healthy.
That's what
is part
everyone
of,
availability is the best ability.
Yeah.
So Babe Ruth played from 1913 to 1935.
Okay.
If
so,
I have my math right there.
so 66 to 93 for Nolan Ryan.
Okay.
So we pretty much nailed that one.
Yeah. So Babe had a 22-year career with how many home runs?
714.
Yep. Lifetime statistics.
Wasn't
He didn't
like
even
a-
hit 3,000.
He didn't get 3,000 hits.
Uh-uh.
That's crazy to think about when 714 of those hits were home runs.
Dude, that's true. A quarter of his home runs were
hits were home runs.
were home runs. That's a true stat.
That's crazy.
That's unbelievable to me. And then
It is crazy.
yeah, okay, never mind. Oh my gosh. 2873 hits. Sorry, I can't talk. 2214 of those were RBIs. I guess that's not true.
Well, yeah, because you can
You
get
got,
RBIs
yeah,
on
yeah,
pop,
you get
on
4 on
fly-outs
a
and stuff.
grand slam and stuff. That was
Fielder's choice.
okay. That was stupid. Wait, do you get an RBI with the fielder's choice?
Mhm. Yeah, like
Oh yeah. That's
It-
yeah.
like a sacrifice fly or bunting somebody in as if you're gonna tell the babe to bunt. That would be insane.
Go home.
Yeah, go home.
So, how do you think that he would fare in today's game? You think that he would not even see it?
At the level that he was, like if you take that guy and put him in the game now, yeah, I don't know that he's gonna hit very well. But I think if you let him grow up through the system, like come up
Oh
in
yeah,
today's
absolutely.
era,
So for sure.
then it would be probably different. Yeah, he probably would. He would have to take care of himself better.
Oh yeah.
But also, are we talking about roids? Like, can we say roided up players, or people consider them roided up players?
Like Bonds?
Yeah, like because Bonds is clearly the best baseball player to ever play.
Is he? I don't know stats with
Oh,
Bonds and
dude,
stuff.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I wish I could remember the stats, but there was like he in his MVP seasons, I think like 3 of them or something. If you were to take those statistics away, he would still have like 380 home runs and like 200 stolen bases or something like that, which no other player has.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's like taking away 3 of his best
Right,
seasons
right,
ever. Like the guy was at a different level, and he hit bombs, dude.
So reverse that. Mike Trout, any other time in history, he's the best player in baseball.
I don't know because I don't think his numbers would guarantee him Hall of Fame right now.
Well, right now, okay. Who's the best player in baseball right now?
Aaron Judge.
Okay, Aaron Judge. Any other time in history?
Yeah, he's
just teeing off
he's
on the
mashing.
20.
Yeah, he's every yeah. You take Mike Trout and you put him in any
It's
era,
it's really
he's crushing.
a one-way river. You can't
yeah,
do
yeah.
it backwards.
It doesn't
like-
digress.
Right.
It only whatever the opposite of digressing is. Aggressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets way better.
I think you used digress wrong. I think it's regress.
Whatever. What is digress? I digress.
Yeah, when you like
It does.
go
Yeah.
off on a
Well,
tangent.
Okay.
I digress.
I regress, dude.
Yeah.
Stewart, who do you think the best player is of all time in any sport?
Oh boy.
He does not like
Ninja.
sports. He doesn't follow sports that much.
Isn't Ninja a major league gamer? What's his name?
He was.
Oh, Tyler Blevins?
I don't know. Is that his
Yeah,
name?
I just
he
pulled
just,
that
like-
name out of my hat.
That's incredible.
Now he's just like he debates politics.
Tyler
he?
does?
Ninja.
The
please.
Blev?
Who? What am I thinking of? I don't know.
The
You used to
gamer?
have blue hair?
Yeah, that dude had blue hair. He does politics. He doesn't even do games.
I don't know what he does.
Oh, wow.
Let me look it up.
Who do you think the best player of all time is in baseball?
In baseball.
Of all time.
Dude, so that's what's so weird about like any sport, it's hard to basketball is different because all the positions kind of bleed together. Whereas baseball, it's like you can't have like the greatest pitcher versus the greatest hitter. Those are both great players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we saw matchups like that against Barry Bonds, like where you take. I mean, granted, he's probably not the greatest pitcher, but he's maybe arguably the greatest pitcher. Randy Johnson,
yeah.
his stats definitely give him a chance to be in the
The
conversation
man
for the
shot a pigeon to
yeah,
death.
exactly. But like Bonds would just crush bombs off like the guys who are the best hitters or best pitchers,
Yeah, yeah.
and he would just smash, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's what's like PEDs don't necessarily affect your sight and your batter's eye and stuff. So
Right.
like you're stronger, but the fact that you can still get around on the ball, see what the best people are throwing, and be able to deduce. That's like the batter's eye thing, to instantly determine this is a slider, this is a knuckleball, this is a curveball, this is a fastball, and like how much of that from you've played at way higher of a level,
And I've used a lot of steroids.
right?
So I can.
So you can
I
speak
can
to a
tell
lot
you.
of this, but
Right.
like how much of that is I'm seeing, I'm analyzing, I'm swinging versus I'm guessing at a sinking fastball.
I don't know, because I've never played at a level where I've had to really worry about that. Like when you're hitting guys who are throwing like 80, which is at my level was fast. It's a different game than hitting somebody off of 95. I think you do have to guess more. Like I just have to sit fastball here and just if he throws a breaking ball, I'm toast. You know.
Yeah.
I didn't. I could react. I could use the reaction game a lot more. So it's hard for me to even say.
Okay.
It's hard for me to even
So
say.
you,
but
in people like your brother, like did he? I guess you guys have played the same level pretty much, so you'd be seeing the same
he
thing.
did some pretty cool stuff.
Did he
with
like?
baseball.
Is he deciphering pitches? Because I know like some people. I had a youth kid once that was like in baseball camps, and the guy throws him a pitch, and he says, "Okay, was that a 2-seam or a 4-seam?" And so like you have to be able to count the seams as the ball comes and stuff. And it's supposed to like one, train your batter's eye so you can recognize the pitch, but two, like be able to track the ball. If you're focusing on that, you're way locked in where the ball is and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be really weird if you were hitting baseballs and you didn't know what pitch it was.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're gonna know when somebody's throwing you a breaking ball versus a fastball, and you're gonna be able to tell which way the fastball's moving. So, like, if he's throwing you a 2-seam, it gets up underneath your hands, you're gonna know it was a 2-seam.
But afterwards.
Yeah, yeah.
So like it's reactionary,
right?
but then you could deduce what just
Right.
happened. Okay.
Right. And I'm not. Remember that Pepsi commercial with Griffey and Sammy Sosa, where like, I think it was like the whole premise was Griffey during a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, like the pitch is coming, and he's like, "Wait, is that Sammy reaching for my Pepsi?" He's like,
yeah. I have seen
You remember that? And he's like fouls it up. Dude, that's probably what it's like for this guy.
Dude, there's just it's inhuman. Like what other? If baseball didn't exist, what would they be doing with their life?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Like
Yeah.
you're so specific in that, like your motor skills and everything.
Yeah. Everything's tuned for that one thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what reality am I missing out on that everything about me is geared to this certain activity?
I think a lot of guys, if baseball didn't exist, like a great baseball player, Mike Trout, Aaron Judge, whatever, I think if baseball didn't exist, you just took it away from their life, they would find something else to apply their
Athletic ability or whatever.
athletic ability or commitment to whatever, to the craft.
Okay. Yeah.
And so like that would be, say nothing else existed except for video games, they'd all be like Tyler Blevins. They would like master it, right?
Right.
They're
'Cause
just
it's
like,
just that-
that's who they are.
It's like Brady talking about just how obsessive he has to be about football and everything.
Right. It's all consuming.
All consuming.
Yeah. So they would find something like, even if it's what I don't know, you pick a thing, they'd probably master it.
It's like, yeah. Our local 53 has a ping pong table in their locker room, and 53 is the football team.
We have a local football team.
The Redskins, Commanders.
Stop. I've never heard of anybody ever refer to the Washington football team as the local 53.
You've never heard that?
No, dude.
Have you ever?
Also, when you said that Sean couldn't come on the pod this week because he was in
Tejas?
Tejas, I Googled that. I was like, what is he talking about? And then Google's like, yeah, well, I've got nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, now I feel comfortable. If Google doesn't know, I feel comfortable saying I have no idea what you're
I
talking about.
spelled out phonetically Tejas, Teyhas.
Did you know what he was talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
He's like, yeah, I have a pulse. So local 53, there's 53 people.
Google didn't know what you were saying.
Okay, that's fine. There's 53
No,
people
it's not fine. We need to get to the bottom
on a
of this.
football roster. And
I knew that.
so like if you say the local 53, that's common parlance for football.
So everybody across the nation, regardless of where they live, they're referring to their local, the football team that they root for, the one closest to them, as their local 53. That's common.
It's on like sports radio and stuff all the time.
There's still sports radio.
Dude, yeah. It's true. It's true. It's there.
Okay.
I don't even remember. Oh, they have a ping pong table, and they were getting like way into the ping pong, like just because you have that competitive drive and stuff. So yeah.
Also, those guys are all on roids. They got roid rage, and they're all like, hyped up.
Do you know who? Okay, of all the Redskins commanders that you know, who would you say is the best ping pong player
Shoot, man.
over the last 10 years?
McLaren or whatever his name is.
McLaurin. Terry McLaurin?
Yeah.
No.
Nah, that's who I would have guessed.
Dude, it's Tressway the punter.
Hey, isn't he like the best
He's
at his
the
job?
best dude. Yeah, dude.
He's like the best punter.
He's my favorite player, I think. He's just the best. Friend of the pod. We'll get him on soon.
That would be so funny.
Be the best guest.
This is a huge get for us. We are so pumped to welcome into the studio
He really, like,
the punter.
among Redskin fans, he's like a fan favorite. Like,
Oh, dude, absolutely.
he's like a cult following.
Yeah, because we're like somebody who's good at what they do. Yeah, this is our guy. Let's build a franchise around him.
So we just drafted number 2 overall, Jaden
Another
Daniels,
QB?
the quarterback, who's like, so the way that football works is quarterbacks are royalty and stuff. And so whatever they come in and say, my number's 5. It was that way in college. It was that way in high school. I'm choosing 5. That's my number. So ordinarily, that's fine. Whoever has 5 has to give it up. Well, our punter, Tressway, is number 5. And so, like, punter's the bottom of the food chain. And the fans went insane about, like, don't you dare take that number from Tressway.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Like, this person who's supposed to come and be the savior of the franchise is walking in. They're like,
Earn
no,
your stripes.
pick
Earn your
another
stripes."
one. Pick another one.
Yeah.
Like, people legit wanted us to draft a different quarterback because he would have to take Tress's number.
Yeah, dude, it's not going to work.
Sorry, it's just
You got to
not.
work around them. But you know what? Tressway's so cool. He'd probably be like, no, you can have 5.
He did. He gave it to him.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care. What do I
He
care?
did care. It was like a kind of a thing.
Well, then he's kind of a loser.
Kind of a.
The only number that cares in all of sports is number 8 for Cal Ripken Jr. Nobody can wear that in the Orioles.
What about
It's the only number that matters.
what about 28?
All I hear when you say 28 is the 8 part. Because that's the only number that
for
matters.
Kirk Cousins.
Okay, so what you're not understanding is that it crosses sports. That's not the same sport.
So 28 is Darryl Green. He is untouchable for the Redskins.
Is he?
Yeah. I'm finding that you're not as big a Redskin fan as I thought you were.
Or am I just like, whatever?
I don't know.
No, you're right. I'm not. If you think I'm huge on football, then you're wrong.
But you were big.
I liked it in 2012 when it was fun to watch, and
Yeah.
seasons leading up to 2012. But then, like, after, probably by 2015, I was pretty checked out. And then, like, I've watched over the course of the last 8 seasons or 9 seasons, maybe a third of all those games.
Dude, you must have so free Sundays.
Yeah, dude, I play a lot of home run derby on Sundays.
Must be
You
nice.
should try it out.
Invite me one time. I'd
Well,
love to.
someday I will.
Although I can't read a baseball pitch.
Thankfully, it doesn't matter for the kind of stuff we're doing.
Yeah. It should be a fun year this year.
Yeah,
We have
sounds like it.
we got some good stuff cooking.
Also, Sundays. What do you play volleyball with the crew on Sundays? Don't you?
I have been. Yeah.
So, what are you going to do during football season?
Sorry, guys.
Really?
Well, games are usually done by 4, so we'll see. But we'll see. I mean, that's me capitalizing a lot of the time for the family. This is the hard-hitting stuff that people want to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
Stewart, tell me something about yourself. What's the most interesting thing about Stewart P. Anderson?
No, actually, can I interject? I got so
Please do.
before getting on the podcast, I explained that Dan was missing, and so my son was like, "Can I get on the podcast?" And I said, "No, by all means, no, you cannot." And he said, "Come on." And I was like, "It would be funny to have you on and just
Pete
like,
Dog?
yeah." And I said, "It would be funny to have you on like for just one segment each week and be like questions by Peter." And he's like, "I already got a great question." And I was like, "Okay, what's your question?" He said, "If he didn't even think about it, he already had it locked in. I don't know what he was doing, but he was like."
I'm excited for this.
If you could steal one item from any superhero, what are you taking? Instantly, I know that you're already out. But
no, I have an answer for
okay, what's your answer?
the suit that Iron Man wears.
That was his answer as well.
Obviously, right?
I think that's the winner.
But
But
dude, some loser's gonna be like, I'm gonna take Captain America's
Shield.
shield, and he's not gonna be able to like pick it up or something. It's like that's why you need the suit.
so you're thinking Thor's hammer can't be picked up.
My bad.
Anyone can pick up
I
the
was
shield.
close. I feel like I was close.
It's funny because I first said Batman's suit, and I was like, actually, no, Iron Man's suit's way cooler. Batman just has a belt.
Do we have to pay for our own maintenance on said suit?
No, you're
Oh,
stealing.
then, yeah, then it's Iron Man.
Okay, Stewart. It's hard to not pick Iron Man's suit because everyone else has like a natural ability.
Outside of the suit, Tony Stark and I are basically the same person.
One of you is smart.
We're both extremely wealthy, extremely good looking, extremely successful with the ladies. Am I right? I mean, I have a daughter.
Mic drop.
Yeah, mic drop.
Don't actually drop the mics. They're very expensive.
And actually, Tony Stark didn't even have a daughter, so take
I think
that.
he did.
Oh, did he?
Eventually.
He might have. Oh, is that Pepper? Pepper?
That's it. That's his girlfriend.
Yeah, that one. That's not his daughter.
No. Well, his eventual wife, and then they have a daughter.
Spoiler alert.
So, dude, it's been like 5 years. He was in the, what was it, Endgame?
Some of us
Yeah,
haven't
he checked out.
Some of us haven't gotten there. Yeah, Stewart knows how hard I checked out and how actively I was trying to get other people to check out.
Why?
I was leading the crusade against.
Well, it was like around Civil War. He checked out.
What
It
happened?
may have been before.
Volume control.
Mm.
Too many. Too much. Too quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, what were they doing? That was unreasonable. Like, people make the case that there were too many Star Wars movies. And they came out at way less of a pace than the other movies.
Yeah, was it like 3 every 20 years?
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's still too many of them. So anyway, same rules apply for Marvel.
Okay. Stu, you can steal one thing. What are you stealing?
Don't you dare say what I said.
Wonder
Well-
Woman's boots.
Spider-Man's webbing?
No, because that's like finite.
No.
You gotta refill that.
That's a good point.
No, but we don't have to pay for our own maintenance.
An
Well, I
arc
gotta
reactor.
go, like,
that
steal
way
it
you
every
can
time?
like
Huh?
give the
You gotta
world.
go steal it every time.
No. I think once you steal it, you then have that thing, right?
You know
Isn't
that
the
red
idea?
fluid runs out, right?
Shipped to my house.
Wait, in which one? Which
Not
guy?
Toby. Toby has
Wait,
like a weird.
trying to
Okay,
steal
so
Toby's?
think about when I checked out.
So traditional Spider-Man in like the comics and everything,
Tradish.
he would always run out of web fluid while he's web swinging and then crash or something. It was like a thing.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, you still haven't answered. So
This was a good question.
I'm not gonna say Iron Man suit because
I stole that one.
yeah.
We're gonna steal from me, and I'm gonna be left with no, suit.
I never even.
Then
thought
I'll
of it
steal from
before you
him.
said it.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like
Um,
a dirty
I
Santa.
don't know.
game.
It might be cool for a lantern ring.
Huh?
Can you speak into your mic?
Yeah. What did you say?
A Green Lantern's ring.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah,
Did you ever watch that movie with Ryan Reynolds?
No.
It was one of the worst movies ever made.
it's
But
bad.
the
Go
idea of
figure.
it is he has this ring, and like anything you can imagine, the ring becomes that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Well, then that's the thing. $1 million. Oh, here it is.
not quite like that.
But then if you spend it, you don't have a ring anymore.
Oh wait. Wait. It's one and done.
No, it just kind of holograms into like a helicopter or something.
And the hologram
it's
is
kind of
functional.
like a tool that's still attached to you.
Okay, I don't want that ring.
Kind of thing.
That's. I mean, it's cool, but yeah, I can fly with my suit, so pretty
It
sick.
would come in handy.
What about Ant-Man? What does he do?
He's got that suit. He shrinks down,
He
talks
gets
to
tiny.
ants.
It's kind of tight.
You can also get pretty big.
I don't. Would it be tight?
I don't know. I guess if you shrink down with it, it wouldn't be as tight.
You could.
If you could become a fly on the wall of any moment in history, what are you doing?
You know, I think I used to have an answer for this. Now, when you say fly on the wall, it just doesn't mean that you get to see what happens. You get to see what happened behind the scenes too, right? You get to fully understand it.
Yeah.
Because you're a fly, you get to fly from room to room.
Right.
I'm probably...
Should we say history or the last 100 years?
Oh, maybe last 100 years would narrow it down a little bit. Maybe JFK assassination? Maybe.
That's good.
Just off the top of my head.
The studio for the moon landing?
I'm telling you right now, I never questioned the moon landing, ever. And then Joe Rogan had that guy on. And I was like, wait a minute, what? I'm just telling you, I'm curious.
I never questioned the moon landing either.
Yeah.
I don't know what guy you're talking about.
Some dude, like, not that long ago, a couple months ago. He's super convinced that it's fake.
Interesting.
Yeah. I know we talked about this briefly
Yeah.
not that long ago. It was shortly after that pod.
Maybe Area 51 would be cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Actually, okay, so the President Trump briefing, because they
Yeah,
told him
dude.
stuff.
Yeah.
And apparently he freaked out and started a Space Force.
And he also, but he probably started the Space Force because he knew that people were going to be dropping bombs on us from space.
Was that it? Or was there
I mean,
aliens?
that's the
and
case
he said,
you
we
can-
need to blast.
Right.
No, absolutely. I mean, all the Space Force does is IT,
Yeah.
warfare
Also,
that we know of.
he did say, though, if they told you what they told me, then you wouldn't tell anybody either. Because remember, he was going to release the JFK docs and stuff. And then, he was briefed on it all. And he was like, oh, yeah, we can't tell anybody. I'm like, man, what? We all already think the CIA did it.
What do we know now?
What is that? What happened? Crazy. Yeah, that's a really good point. The Trump briefing might be a crazy spot to be. Also, maybe if whoever wins the next briefing, every briefing is going to get crazier and crazier. Because
Exactly.
you won't believe the kind of stuff we did the last 4 years. Imagine Trump getting briefed this next time.
Dude, yeah.
And they're like, yo, yeah, we were behind that. Sorry, we took a shot at you.
Oh, yeah.
It's oh. Well, thanks for letting me know that.
That's crazy.
Would they brief him on that if they somehow?
I can't.
I mean,
there's so many black book stuff.
Yeah.
It's not.
Remember Independence Day when he's like, there is no Area 51.
Yeah.
And that one guy's
Mr.
like,
President.
that's not entirely accurate. Yeah, dude. There's a lot of stuff like that, I'm sure.
Dude,
Because presidents change, but deep state guys never do.
Right.
So you can't have presidents knowing things.
That's what I read somewhere. It was talking about don't ruin your relationships based off of someone that's only going to be in office for 4 years
4 years.
or 8 years, depending. But still, and so these people, movers and shakers and stuff. Even if Trump wins or Kamala wins or whoever,
Yeah, it's 4 years.
just wait it out.
Mm-hmm.
How
Yeah, I
much
know.
can they really do? Right.
Yeah, it's shoot.
2027 is right around the corner.
Yeah. Actually, I have a friend of mine, a super huge Trump fan, and whatever. He is already in mourning because he's like, dude, if he wins, or he's convinced he'll win, but he's like, if he wins, he's like, that's it. He's like, we can't vote for him again.
It's like Christmas Day.
Yeah,
and then it was
he's
I can't, I don't have to wait anymore.
It's so funny.
Stewart, you become a fly. Where are you landing?
You can be next
don't
to
know.
me in JFK assassination.
Which is also
Yeah.
comprised in the Trump briefing.
Yeah, it's true.
So
I think maybe a briefing's a smarter place to be.
Yeah.
Although it would be kind of crazy to be in some sort of crazy war thing. To see what that
a war room?
See what that feels like. Or war room would be crazy, but also being in the battlefield. For a major event, like Pearl Harbor or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know that I would want to be in Pearl Harbor.
Well, as a fly though.
Oh, as a fly.
Well, that's what we're talking about. I don't want to be. I don't want to, dude. I'm not.
There wasn't much
courageous
fighting
enough.
in Pearl Harbor. It was just us getting bombed.
That's a good point.
But like D-Day, dude, that I can't even wrap my brain around the fact. Like, and obviously I'm sure they kept a lot of the soldiers in the dark of what was happening.
Yeah.
Of like, we're literally just gonna keep coming until we
make
reach
it.
them.
Yeah.
And there's the people in the first boats. Good luck.
It's like
That's-
what Dan Carlin calls it, the meat grinder.
Yeah.
It's just like a meat grinder, dude.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
just messed up, dude. And that's one of my favorite things about Trump is that moment where they're like, you don't want Ukraine to win the war. He's like, I want people to stop dying. That's a great answer. That's the best answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you going to be, Stu?
When you guys get back, you can tell me about all your stuff.
Oh, that's
Okay.
a
I'll
good
go
point.
check out.
I love it.
What's that guy's name? Making a Murderer.
Oh, Stephen Avery.
Yeah, I just want to know.
Yeah, I want to know too. But I'm almost sure that he did do it. Because I think the documentary, after it did its rounds and everybody was like freaking out, like, this guy's definitely innocent. From what I understand, like looking into
I hear they let a lot
a
out.
lot, yeah.
They kind of like manufactured
Yeah. And that lady who's like the
story.
the gangster lawyer lady,
Mhm.
she's like super shady.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, well then, I don't know. This was entertaining. But I think they might have gotten that one right. But I guess, you know, who knows? Also, there's like Rogan was talking about this. There was a guy who, I think it was the Innocence Project guy, got out of jail.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear about that?
And then he like murdered someone
yeah, he like
like
got
right after on his episode.
yeah, he like went
his
on
episode.
he went on Rogan
What
after
is,
he got
what
out.
is
of
Innocence Project?
It's like where they take people who were wrongly convicted or too harshly convicted or something, and then they get them out of jail.
Yes. I had heard about that.
Yeah, it's like, oops, I think we messed this one up, guys. How do you know it's him? Well, he's standing right in front of the camera. Yeah. So anyway, that does happen.
Missed one. I remember getting that news blip on my phone. It said like, recently freed wrongly convicted man murders someone. Like, oh, are we sure?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be in now. I know. I get treated like a king in there. This is incredible.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe he was innocent. He just thought he got a freebie
Yeah.
for all the time. he
Yeah,
did.
exactly. He's like, wait, I just
I gotta
spent
make that time worth it.
right.
Yeah. Maybe he was taking out the person who actually did the crime.
So you said the Making the Murderer thing, and that was like the last show that my wife watched on Netflix before we got rid of Netflix, like years and years ago. What was it, like 2020 that was or something?
No, that was like 2016 or something. I think. I don't know. It was a while back.
Anyway,
No.
it got my mind on Netflix. So my wife took our 2-year-old or 1.5-year-old to California this past 2 weeks ago, and she was like, "I'm sorry, but I got Netflix for a month because I couldn't find anything else that I can download episodes on. So we have Netflix for a month." And so now I'm the one that has been wanting Netflix. And so I'm like, the clock is ticking and I've just been binging as many things as I can on Netflix. It's been brutal, on my productivity.
Yeah. Watching Arrested Development for like the 6th time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like, I don't know, there's the wide receiver show. And then everyone's talking about Formula One Drive to Survive or whatever.
I've heard people talk about that, and I have no idea why.
I tried to watch it. It was like 11 o'clock when I was watching it, and it was very slow.
It was Sarah who came on and said that she loves
Dude,
Formula
everyone
One.
has been saying...
But she loves like the actual Formula One,
Yeah.
not the show thing.
And I'm watching the first season, so maybe it's better, or the first episode is what I watched, but it was just kind of slow. But I think that if you put time into it, Formula One could be dope to like
Probably.
follow.
Dude, it's all sweet.
It's like, it seems way cooler than NASCAR. In that
I don't know.
you're like, it's actually like a...
To me, the motorcycle racing stuff is the coolest.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
still don't care.
Right,
You know?
right. Just give me the gridiron,
Yeah, dude.
32 teams,
The local 53.
the local 53,
That's all I need, dude.
18 weeks, 17 games.
Yeah, dude.
Obviously not playoffs.
Or like 4 rounds of 18. You know, let's just see who's the best.
See, I can't follow you into the
Golf world.
The golf world. It's like, it's so disjointed to me, the way that they brought
With the live thing.
I don't know.
Oh.
But like, show me hole 1 all the way through hole 18. I don't want to jump around from this
Dude,
guy to
but
this
do you
guy
know
to this
how
guy to this
long
guy.
you'd be sitting there
No,
waiting?
absolutely.
Okay.
And absolutely. I can't.
You would just be like sitting there for like 3.5 minutes waiting for these guys to walk to where their ball landed.
Right.
Just so you
And if
don't
I'm
have
like-
the confusion of like bouncing back and forth.
It's bouncing back and forth. It's
You
insane.
gotta, no, dude, you have to have the bounce back. If you don't bounce back, it's boring. That's what the problem was. That's why they put those guys in carts when they were doing the match, like the Tiger Woods versus Phil Mickelson 1-on-1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're going to gamble like crazy and give all the money to charity. Like, it just doesn't work
Yeah.
unless you have carts. And you can zoom up to your ball real quick and smack it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Golf is not a fast-paced game.
And it's the best game to fall asleep to on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. I don't get much of that.
Me neither. I can't remember the last time I got to watch golf, but it is sweet.
We need to play again. I love playing golf.
Yeah.
I can't watch it, but I enjoy playing it.
Right.
I'm not good. It's very, very similar to like Where's Waldo for me,
Dude,
outdoors.
that course that we used to play has gotten very expensive.
Has it really?
Yeah, it has gotten very expensive. It's like, remember it was like $8 to
Yeah.
walk, and now it's like 15. It's like, I'm
To
not gonna
walk?
to walk 9 because you have to borrow their cart and they're charging you for their little cart thingy.
What cart?
They're like little 2-wheel.
Oh, the hand cart thing?
They're
Why do you
charging-
have to use that?
I mean, you can carry your bag, I guess, if you're crazy.
Yeah, who's got time for that? Anyway, it was like $15 to drive a cart around. It was the best.
It was the best, but now it's junk.
Dumb.
Thanks, Trump.
Golly. Stu, you got anything?
What's going on, dude? I sense heaviness on you.
I'm sorry.
Just like solemn, just sad, dude.
Solemn is a good word.
That's the second time you've used it.
I know, dude. I heard it.
Is it a new
Somebody
one?
said it earlier, and I was like, "That's a great word." You feel like you need help. What's going on, man? Let's just,
Problems with Stu.
Steve.
Yeah.
What's going on with you, man?
Bro,
You seem like you're just down right now, dude.
just solemn.
Just so solemn. Like,
You know, no, I'm not going to get into it in here.
yeah, man, that looked like it was gonna be good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I haven't told anyone this yet.
dude, don't do it on the pod. Not with the heavy increase of listenership we just
I'm
gained.
gonna leave my wife.
Oh, didn't see that coming.
Why'd you say it like you did see that coming? You got to press and hold that one.
I think it was the story you told last week about not helping her carry her
You
bags
do.
to the car through the heavy rain. I think that probably gave it away.
Did I come off sounding like a jerk in that?
Oh yeah, dude. I was listening to it today because Josh had it on.
Yeah.
And I was laughing. I was like, dude, I don't think he realizes
Right, exactly.
that he was
She's just screaming at me while I'm in the AC.
And then she got mad at me.
Right,
I was
right.
like, well, yeah.
I was stuck in gridlock traffic. I couldn't do anything.
No, dude, you didn't come off as a jerk. Except for now, everybody's thinking that.
All right, for sure.
So my bad.
If you haven't listened to it, go back and listen and tell a friend.
Yeah.
So what's going on, Stu?
Stu, man, what's going on, dude?
Stu? What's going on?
Not
How's
much.
truck life?
Truck.
What's truck life?
Oh, he's just got a sweet truck.
Oh,
So
What's
do
that?
you.
It's great, man.
You guys should tell me how truck life is every week because I don't have a truck.
I didn't. I mean, I drove my truck a little bit. I moved it from one side of the driveway to the other so I could mow.
How'd that feel?
It was pretty great.
Sick, dude.
It's got some pipes on it, so every time I turn it on, after a while, it goes.
She just sings, bro. Is your truck male or
Wow.
female?
I would say it's a male.
You, Stu?
I've never thought about that.
Be
But I
very
have
careful how
thought
you answer.
we should go up that mountain again.
He
No homo.
drove his truck up the trail to the to the Rapidan River. And
I did that. Did I tell you? And I went way too fast on it. I got overconfident in my truck.
Your truck is sweet though. It probably handled it.
It
like a
handled it
champ.
fine,
Yeah.
but I felt like I was on a trampoline.
Oh. Yeah,
It was getting thrown a bit.
Stu's truck did great. My ML does okay-ish sometimes. It doesn't have the ground clearance you guys have. But
Dude, did I tell you I took my car to, it was one of the back roads for work. I had an inspection, and these people did not take care of their driveway, and I wasn't ready for it. And it bottomed my car out like loud. And then on the way home, I'm hearing like grinding, and my car's like relatively new, and the whole time it was like, I don't know, it sounded like I had the whole car was vibrating, and I thought I had destroyed my car, and eventually something went blink and like broke off or got unstuck or something, and my car drove fine from then on.
Dude, what?
But dude, it was like I was like 30 minutes from my house, but I had to drive like 15 miles an hour on all these back roads, just praying that.
Why didn't you stop and look underneath?
I
your
did,
car?
and I didn't see anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, dude, you're crazy.
Right. No, as soon as I got out of his driveway and saw
So
that it was
you-
like something was vibrating, I got out and like was looking all over and didn't see anything, and it was daunting. But
A rock got wedged somewhere.
yeah,
Then-
for sure.
Fell out.
Yeah, and I've just been driving without any oil for.
A friend of mine, a friend of the pod, I know he listens.
Shout out to you. You know who you are.
Yeah, you know who you are. He has a truck. He's living truck life. He's living a good truck life. He drove his truck from New York to Virginia without any transmission fluid. And it was not doing well by the time he got here. He thought he was doing engine oil, and he dropped his trans fluid and doubled up on engine oil.
Oh, no.
And then drove 800, whatever it is, 600 miles. I don't know how, it's a long ways. And then his trans was jacked when he got here. But he took it to the dealer, and he was like, hey, trans is acting weird. And then they just put fluid in it or whatever they did to it, and like it was fine. So he...
Was this like a truck that would still be under warranty and stuff, or?
I'd have to ask him, but I think it was still under warranty at the
That's
time.
wild.
But I think if they knew what he did,
Oh, for sure.
that would definitely void it. But they took care of him.
Dude, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Now his name was and the dealership.
yeah.
All right. Well, you want to talk us out?
I do want to know a little bit more about what you were saying about your pick for best baseball player. You didn't really end with a definitive answer. You started talking about football.
Yeah, dude. That's because I'm way more into football and I know a lot more about football.
Is Tom Brady the greatest ever?
He's the best winner ever. I'm still Team Peyton as like a smarter, more raw athletic ability and stuff. If you pair Peyton Manning with Belichick over a 20-year season and he doesn't have neck problems and back problems,
I feel like Peyton wins on his own.
exactly.
So does Tom, though. Tom went to stinking Tampa Bay.
He went
and
to-
won in the golden years of his career.
He went to one of the most stacked teams that was missing a quarterback and won with that, which is great.
Okay.
He's good. Obviously, I think he's the most winning quarterback.
So that's an interesting. See, that's not the way I ever thought of that.
Yeah.
But-
Tampa was a quarterback away, and they were trying to make, what's his name? Not Teddy Bridgewater.
Richard Nixon.
Yes. Richard Nixon work. And he threw like 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions the same year. They got rid of him, implanted Brady, and they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They were loaded.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
I don't even remember a single coach that Peyton had. But then again, I'm sure you do because I just don't pay enough attention.
I mean, yeah. He had some good.
Who was his coach in Denver? Was he Shanahan World?
I think it's Jeff Fox or something Fox.
See, I don't even know that name.
Yeah.
And he won a Super Bowl with that coach.
Right.
It's pretty sick.
He kind of
With
went,
a numb hand. Remember, he had to wear a glove for grip.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Also
They had like the most
defense.
prolific offense ever that year, and then he like got a safety on the second play, and they just got waxed in the Super Bowl. And then they came back, and their defense won them a Super Bowl. So that was good.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't he win, like, the year before he won the Super Bowl, didn't he break the record for touchdown passes in a single season? That's
It was, like,
insane.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
The knock is people will say, how many Hall of Famers did Brady have? Which is like, he had Randy Moss. That was the only Hall of Famer.
And he didn't even win with Randy.
Right. But Peyton had like Marvin Harrison and a bunch of people with him. So
That is this Saturday. Didn't he have that Saturday
Jeff Saturday,
character?
yeah,
Was he
yeah.
a Hall of Famer?
I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, maybe not.
He became a coach
I feel like if I know who
Freddie
you
Singer.
are and you're not on
as a center.
Yeah.
He
You
might
should-
be.
you should be Hall of
He
Fame.
might be a Hall of Famer.
yeah.
But
But okay. Well,
I don't
I guess we're gonna call that good for this app, and we're just gonna tell people if they want more to join the Patreon.
join the Patreon. We'll talk to you. It's called the Unsought After Hours. You know who you are and how to reach us.
Well, they do now. Unsought after hours. Stewart, thank you for filling in and entertaining.
Yeah, no problem.
All you out there in podcast land. Dude, this is definitely the after hours music. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. And when you're out there thinking about different things in your life, try to come up with who you think the best baseball player to ever play was, or the best football player, or which superhero item you would steal. Blessings to you all.